Thank you. Hold the applause. Hold the applause. This is a 7 period podcast, and I go by your host with the most. I go by the name of Ghost, and as always, the well respected heavyweight, light heavyweight, middleweight, and welterweight champion of the world, Mr. Sanders.
Yo, what's happening, man?
How about that intro? How about that for an intro?
Yeah, I like that.
Gave you every title, didn't I?
Yeah.
All right, so the topic for today, what we're going to be discussing, is our top 5 mixtapes of all time. And when we say the top 5 mixtapes, we're not saying like these are the absolute top 5. We're saying these are our basically 5 favorite ones of all time. So if you can agree, you can disagree, you can make your own list. It's whatever. We don't care. It's our opinion, and this is our show. So, with that being said, we got some honorable mentions. You know, there's definitely a lot of mixtapes. You know, and I think we did a pretty good job on agreeing on a lot of the honorable mentions.
Yeah.
One of the ones you had was Crit Was Here. Now, why didn't you have that in your top 5?
This was really hard for me because I really enjoyed this. What I don't even look at it really as a mixtape, more like a free album, you know. And this was in the era of like when mixtapes were like kind of like being formatted as albums. And I really like this mixtape because it was kind of like, you know, a breath of fresh air, you know, him coming from Mississippi, and, you know, he just had great lyrical ability, you know, great production, you know, he does his own production. And, you know, I also like how, you know, he incorporated God into a lot of his songs and stuff, and his background and his family and things like that. So it was very relatable, and you know, but I had to have this in my honorable mentions because I already had another Crick project in there. So
Yeah, because with these, you couldn't say the same. Like if with an artist, if he, of course, all the artists had numerous mixtapes, but you could only pick one of them.
yeah,
One of mine was I put on there Cushion Orange Juice. I thought that was like my first introduction really to Wiz Khalifa. Like I knew about him a little bit. Like I heard one song about him, but you know that was really my first introduction to Wiz Khalifa, and I just thought this mixtape was just something just ridiculous. Like I had never heard anything like this before.
yeah. I was a really big fan of this. This is my introduction to Wiz too. You know, it just this album really, like I said, like, you know, it was part of that era, like the free album like era on mixtapes and stuff. This sounded like, you know, something that it sounded like this could have been his debut album. It was really good. The production was very well. Songs flowed into each other. Yeah, it was just a really good mixtape.
Yeah, definitely. Like it was definitely
Very
very
catchy songs on there.
yeah. I had some great features on there.
Yeah,
Glass House, I like that song on
yeah.
there. Pedal to the Metal.
Yeah, actually, you know, now that I think about it, that was my introduction to Crit on this album, cause
Oh yeah, he was on
yeah,
the Glass House song.
yeah, I heard this first. He was on that Glass House. I was like, man, who is this dude? You know, then I just started listening to him.
Yeah, it definitely it has some unique beats on it too. I really like that about it. Um, Another one of mine that I had on there was like was Dream Chasers, the Meek Mill one, the first one, not like the second one. Not saying the second one was bad, but I really liked that one. You know, that had some good songs on it.
Okay.
Definitely, I think you had the Babyface Assassin as one of your other ones.
Yeah. You know,
Who did that mixtape? I
it's Freddie Gibbs.
Freddie Gibbs. Okay.
Yeah, Freddie Gibbs from Gary, Indiana. He's been doing
He's
this.
from Gary, Indiana.
Yeah, he's from Gary, Indiana. Yeah, he's been doing his thing, independent wise for many years. But I really enjoyed that mixtape. Really made me a fan.
Well said.
Yeah.
Then like a couple more that I had on there. Um, I put down "Return of the Hustler" by Cassidy.
Okay.
Now I've always been a pretty big Cassidy fan, but he kind of this was a mixtape he dropped and kind of showing he could still get it like he did. Cause I always felt like if Cassidy wouldn't have got in that wreck and went to jail during our generation, like the early 2000s, I think everybody been talking about Cassidy instead of Wayne.
Mm, maybe.
Cause I mean he could make all sorts of songs.
Yeah.
And I mean, he definitely had a good team behind him, like with Swiss Beats. But granted, I don't think Swiss Beats is the greatest producer, but
Yeah, I don't either.
that's my opinion. But I mean, he did good with like the people he worked with. Like I mean, he gave DMX some of his biggest hits.
That's true. Yeah, they're actually a really a good duo. If we talking about like rapper, producer,
Who?
DMX and Swiss.
Yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. Another one I had was the Warm Up by J Cole. Now this mixtape was definitely my first introduction to J Cole.
Yeah.
Like I was just impressed so much by this mixtape. I was just like, wow, like, cause that was he came out around the time when like people were still like becoming I guess real more flashy and everything. Like it was kind of getting back to how like the Cash Money days.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think this was when like Young Money was.
Yeah, this is like '09 when this came out.
Yeah.
Money was popping at the time.
Cause yeah, this was definitely a really soulful mixtape.
Yeah, just a breath of fresh air. Like I said about Crit, this is a breath of fresh air too, because he was talking about something different. He wasn't like you said being flashy or having like that gangster persona about him. He was just talking about just his real life struggles.
Oh yeah, it's definitely
honest.
It was definitely something different. Like
yeah.
I wouldn't expect it at all.
My first wasn't Young Simba on here?
No, that wasn't.
Yeah, because that was my first time listening to J. Cole with Young Simba. Like, who is this dude?
I don't know if Young I can't remember if that was on there.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that like the second Dead President's freestyle was on there, which I mean he did his thing on that.
He
beat.
killed that.
I mean, but it was definitely a great mixtape. Another one I had on mind was Soul Tape 2, a fabulous mixtape.
Yeah.
Now that tape, that was hard just to keep that out of my top 5, but I already had another fabulous mixtape in there, so I kind of had to pick between the two, which one I liked better. And then I had Peanut Butter and Swelly. Now you probably never heard of that one.
Yeah, I was like, what is this?
That was Chitty Bang. Now this was definitely a good mixtape. It was unique. I always liked their little sound. They didn't last very long. He was a rapper and a producer duo.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty. They were pretty interesting. They had interesting songs. Had interesting people on the mixtape. Like they had anywhere from like Mac Miller to Trey the Truth on there. So I thought that was pretty nifty. But I think that and then also like a fan of a fan mixtape. I thought that was
Chris Brown.
Yeah, that was the Chris Brown and Tiger one. When Chris Brown was going through all that shit.
Oh, okay. This is the one that Brown Bag had Deuces and something else on it. I can't remember.
Yeah, definitely. I was really surprised by it. I was like, wow, like that's different. But it's all good. So now get into our top 5. Now, who did you have at your number 5? I think you had Black History.
Yeah, I had Black History by Sci-Hi the Prince. I've been a fan of Sci-Hi for a while, and but with this project, it was just really, really good. His punchlines are just so creative. You know what I'm saying? And I just love his lyrical ability and the things he talks about. Yeah, he's just very, very underrated, and had to have that in my top five. Definitely a
Yeah,
good
he
listen.
definitely doesn't get the respect that he usually does. He's really definitely a low key rapper.
Yeah,
A
definitely.
lot of people don't really, when like you think of like people's favorite rappers, like you definitely don't hear Sci High get mentioned really at
Nah, but he
all.
can rap with the best of them.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, it was a good thing Kanye signed him.
Yeah,
It just sucked that he didn't put an album out till like,
many years later.
yeah.
But that was a good album, though. He puts out very solid
I didn't
projects.
get to listen to that album.
Yeah, I listened to it a couple times. It was cool,
Didn't
but
Kanye produce that?
I'm not sure. I have
I would
to look
think.
back. Yeah, I don't think he
He was on
produced the
his record
whole
label.
album. Yeah, I don't think he produced the whole album. He probably did a few tracks for him. I don't know if he did the whole album for him. But yeah, Sci is definitely underrated.
Yeah,
From
people.
Atlanta.
Oh, he's from Atlanta. I thought he was
Yeah,
somewhere else for some
yeah, he
reason.
from Atlanta.
Yeah, I always forget about. I don't know. For some reason, I just don't ever think of him being an Atlanta rapper.
Yeah, 'cause he really doesn't, rap about, the typical things. He's kind of like I mean, he comes from that cloth, you know what I'm saying, like being in the streets and stuff, but he really doesn't just stick to that topic the whole time.
The skip 1, 2, 3 in the place to be. Oh, I think they like me.
Yeah.
uh, Shout out to Jermaine Dupri.
Yeah.
Even though going through some tough times, I think.
I mean, I wouldn't say that was a hit.
No, I'm talking about like now. Like, I mean, of course, yeah,
Oh,
Jermaine Dupri's definitely got hits,
oh,
but
tough times right now. He's good.
didn't he like file bankruptcy or something like not too long ago?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I can't remember. Thought he did or something like that.
That sucks. I don't know how he really just lost that empire like that, but
I know your boy Jazzy Fizzle did, but
yeah.
oh well.
Anyway,
So my number 5 one was "How Fly" by Currency and Wiz Khalifa. This was definitely, I think this was really my first introduction to Currency. Because I already pretty much knew
yeah.
Wiz's music pretty well, but Currency, like, he was pretty new to, well, not even gonna say this is my first introduction to him. I guess this was my reintroduction to him.
Yeah.
Because I remember he was on Cash Money.
Mhm.
Because he was the first Young Money artist.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, a lot of people forget that. He was the first Young Money artist.
Yeah, him and Gutta Gutta and the squad up.
You will never mention Gutta Gutta on this podcast ever again. Don't even don't even think his name. We respect good rappers here.
Yeah.
But no, I mean it was definitely a really good mixtape. Definitely a unique sound to it. You definitely had a good. Yeah, I just think these two they really just rap well together.
Yeah.
Like I think every project they've pretty much done together has always been good to me.
Mhm.
I haven't I haven't heard really a bad song from them.
Yeah, man. Currency and Wiz, man, that's just great car music.
Yeah, I mean definitely because I remember when they dropped the Jet Life song.
Yeah.
My God, that freaking
Don't miss this jet ho.
that freaking beat. Woo! I was like, my goodness.
Yeah, I was liking that song too back then.
But yeah, just like I don't know, it's some. So they just have really good chemistry together. Like you don't really see that too much. Certain guys don't have that. Watch the Throne.
Watch the Throne. Let's see, with Jay-Z, R. Kelly, a lot of them.
It just seems like one factor seems to be the problem in both of those. I ain't gonna say who,
Yeah.
but yeah, they.
Well, Marion.
Hey, leave the goat out of this. No, fuck that. I ain't doing that to my boy Bow Wow. He's the
You
goat.
hit the sound effect for him?
No, we get a round of applause. He's the goat.
Yeah,
Ain't nobody do it like him. I'll never forget when he was hosting 106 party. He's like, yeah, I'm going by Shy Moss now. And somebody had a meme like, wait, I call that fool Calvin Cambridge before I call him Shy Moss. I
Yeah.
was like, dang. But yeah, the chemistry was just really good on this How Fly mixtape. If you haven't heard it, you definitely need to check it out
Yeah.
because this was the first one that they did together.
Mhm.
So what you had for your fourth one was
Taylor Allardyce, and another great project by Wiz Khalifa. To me, his best mixtape. Like this, we talk about unique beats and like I mean that what was that song with him and Ross on there? It had Amber Rose on the hook. I can't remember the song right
Amber
now.
Ice.
Yeah, like I love that beat, man. That beat
Yeah.
was
See,
sounded
I
really
mean, I
good.
like that mixtape, but like I don't know, it's just some.
My favorite song, that was a good song with him
Yeah,
and Juicy.
I did like the
Yeah.
Owen. What was it? The Owen IOC one.
Yeah.
That was a good song on there.
And then I like
Cause this was the
blindfolds.
because this was the mixtape before the his album Owen
Yeah.
IOC.
Yeah, it came out early 2012.
Yeah, because we were in Louisville when this came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is Thunder Over Louisville when this came out.
Yeah, we was playing this and
Yeah, it was.
smoking a lot
It
of
was.
good weed.
I mean, it was definitely a good mixtape, but I don't know. It just I liked it, but it just didn't. I don't know. For some reason, it just didn't hit me all the way. Like I'm not saying it was like garbage or anything,
Yeah.
but I mean, I just didn't think this was like his best one.
This the album too where only thing I didn't like how he was talking like he was like in the skits and stuff. He had the skits and stuff on here, right? We was
Yeah,
talking
well, it
Rob
was like I
Markman.
don't think it was like
I really didn't like that because he was talking like he was just some great rapper or something. It's like you lyrically, I mean, you're cool, but it's like you're not up there with Jay-Z, Nas, and all those
yeah,
guys.
like
You're
we're
not one of the big dogs, but you all right.
Yeah, we ain't putting you in the top 10.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, for real.
ain't nobody doing that.
Yeah,
But I mean, yeah,
that's
definitely.
the only thing I didn't like.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely. See, I think you can get away with that on doing mixtapes, like
Yeah.
doing skits like that. But when you have like a whole bunch of skits on your album, sometimes it can kind of take away with it if it don't like all the way go with your album. Because like I mean, Kendrick pulled it off pretty well with the Good Kid, Mad City.
Yeah, the ones with his parents, those are always funny.
Yeah, those were definitely good. But yeah, definitely a solid mixtape. Like definitely no diss towards it. My fourth one I had was Detroit by Big Sean. Boy,
Yeah, that was that's a really great pick. You know, to me, I think that's his best project, album or mixtape.
album wise, I still think Dark Sky Paradise was his best album. He probably should have put this out as his album instead of. I think that was when Hall of Fame came out.
Terrible.
Yeah, that album was so overrated.
Yeah, that's one of the worst albums I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, like it wasn't a good album.
Hey, hey, you ever watch Dead End Hip Hop, man? Watch Lil Wayne versus Big Sean worst lyrics because you know they got some really.
I've seen that before.
They got some really cringe-worthy punchlines, but. You know, but back to this Detroit, man. He wasn't corny on this.
Yeah,
honestly.
he did a really good
just
job.
spitting.
Like it was a good really a good mixtape. I mean, it probably should have been his album.
Yeah.
Even the skits are good on it. You know, when he had like the guest star skits like Snoop Dogg and Young Jeezy. But yeah, you know, every song on this album was just. Man, it was a crazy mixtape. Like, just one of my favorites. Like, definitely, probably arguably my favorite Big Sean project.
Yeah.
But he definitely did his thing on this one. And so for your third one, you had Rich Forever, and that's a Rick Ross one, ain't it?
Yeah, Rick Ross, man.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is a really
Rose.
This was back when Ross was just on a crazy run, and
Was this before or after Teflon Don?
this was after Teflon Don. This is like probably like 2 years after Teflon Don, and he was just on a crazy run at this time, and this came out. This really could have been his album because this came out before God Forgives and I Don't.
Shit, probably,
And,
yeah, probably should have been his album then.
oh, you wasn't liking that album?
No.
Yeah, it was alright. But yeah, this
That's an
mixtape-
album with 3 Kings on it, wasn't
Yeah.
it? That
Yeah.
song.
Yeah,
Let's just
so-
say that was a little bit overrated song.
Yeah, definitely overrated. Dr. Dre kept talking about his headphones, but anyway.
What else we gonna rap about? Dude, he ain't hitting the 6-4 no more.
Yeah, but Rich Rebel was definitely a solid project. One of my favorite songs on here was "Fuck 'Em" with 2 Chainz and Wale, and then Triple Beam Dreams with Nas. Nas was just killing that shit. And then the single off this album, "Stay Scheming," with Drake.
Stay
featuring Drake
scheming.
and French Montana.
Well, wouldn't he go to Common in that? Drake?
Yeah, he was going at Common.
Because Common came out with that song "Sweet."
Yeah, he was going at Common.
Even though
he had a
that-
good verse. Had one of the
It was written.
yeah, probably so. Had one of the most quoted lines of all time. Bitch, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym. Oh, bitch, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym.
Yeah. That always was a funny line.
Yeah.
Talk about the late great Kobe and that situation.
Yeah, rest in peace. But yeah, man, I really enjoyed this album from front to start. I really wasn't liking the songs with Diddy though, but
Diddy gotta be on there somewhere. Like you can't, Rick Ross can't have an album without having Diddy somewhere on there.
yeah. But
I wonder even how they had like really started connected well, because I remember like he was in that Diddy was in the first time I really saw them together was like on the Speeding video,
yeah.
and then like ever since then,
I don't really see them together too much now.
well, that's because Rick Ross fell off.
Yeah. And it's just crazy how Diddy just attaches himself to. I mean, he's almost like a leech. He attaches himself to whoever's popping at the moment. Like I see him like now running around with the baby, and it's just like, bro, this dude's like 30 years younger than you. You calling him? You just met him. And you run around here calling him? Oh yeah, this is my brother, man. It's my brother. You just met him.
Yeah. Was Rick Ross even at the 50th birthday party of Diddy?
I don't think so. I ain't seen him there when I saw the
Yeah.
pictures.
Yeah, I wouldn't see him in none of the. Even though I saw Kanye and Jay-Z there.
Yeah, that was. funny.
I'm sure that had to be a little bit awkward.
Yeah, definitely.
I did
was.
not see them shaking hands with each other.
Yeah, but they had to look good for the cameras.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
I like the picture that Diddy had to stand in between.
Yeah. Jay-Z just looking pissed the whole time. He trying to hold it together.
Yeah,
But,
'cause it's like I was thinking last night. I was like, because what were you saying? Like, Kanye's got the lifetime contract or whatever.
Yeah, he got the lifetime.
Yeah, and he's trying to
contract.
fight it.
Yeah.
That's just crazy.
Yeah, man, it definitely is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I never really.
I
thought
read
that-
the fine print, man.
I never really thought they were for real. Like I thought Kanye, like if you went from Kanye's perspective, I'm sure he thought him and Jay-Z were best friends. But I'm sure if you looked at it through Jay-Z's perspective, I don't think he was really that
he
close.
didn't even want to sign Kanye. He wanted just some beats from him. And then
Yeah, I mean, I will give it to Jay-Z. He did say that on record. He's
Yeah,
like,
he did say that. Yeah.
Yeah, I will give him to it on that. He did say it on record. But yeah, I don't think I really heard this mixtape.
I don't know how you did, man. Like this was really big back then in 2012. This is back when MMG was calling themselves the Untouchable Empire.
Oh, well, their
They
first
was-
album,
they had
their
a
first
nice
little
run
2
with it.
albums weren't too bad.
Yeah.
'Cause I remember when we would always listen to that first album, 'cause it had Fitted Cap on there. My Jordan
yeah.
high top snap back Fitted Cap.
Yeah, I
Oh.
mean, that was the best. That was their best project right there. They had hits on there. I was
Yeah.
liking that.
You didn't like the second one?
Second one was alright.
Had the Maybach. Oh, Amarion.
Yeah. But
He
yeah, man.
signed definitely with the wrong group.
Yeah,
They didn't use him for nothing.
he had the funniest gift of all time when he came out. Remember when he came out at the BT
Oh yeah,
Awards?
man, that man was
The way he was
dancing.
dancing.
He was dancing his ass off.
Yeah.
Like he was like, "This is my one time to shine." Chris Brown down right now. Oh yeah, I'm going for it. It was so crazy when that happened. When Chris Brown like almost fucked up his career, and just everybody was just dropping R&B projects left and right.
That really helped out Trey Songz.
Yeah, he really took advantage of it.
Yeah.
He kind of did the whole Rick Ross. He kind of pulled a Rick Ross because Rick Ross blew up when Lil Wayne went to jail.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely, I'll have to check out this mixtape. It sounds like a pretty good one, minus Diddy. But now one I had to put in as my number 3 was So Far Gone.
It's a good choice.
Yeah, I definitely thought this was a really good, really like one of the probably really should have been an album. Like this is probably definitely one of the mixtapes that probably should have actually been an album, because I mean it pretty much was put together like an album. Because I remember this was really like the first, because usually like mixtapes before were just people freestyling over other beats.
Yeah.
Which I didn't really know that 50 Cent kind of made that popular.
Yeah, 50 Cent kind of started that, but Wayne just took it from there and just
like
made it popular.
Like I didn't know that, because usually before mixtape was just like release songs that like people hadn't heard yet or something like that. But 50 Cent was the first one to.
It really wasn't like made like an album.
Yeah, it was just basically just DJ Clue.
Yeah, random songs and random freestyles we ain't heard yet.
Yeah. But yeah, I didn't know like 50 Cent was the one that started that. But this one, So Far Gone, it was definitely a good one. Like I remember everybody was playing this freaking song, this freaking album. Because I remember the first time I heard like a song from it was that Uptown song.
Yeah, that was the first time I heard of Drake too, was Uptown, because what caught my eye was Bun B and being on there. That was back when he was just killing all his features, so I had to check that out.
Yeah, like because I remember I was sitting there and somebody was playing it on their phone. I was like, man, what is that? And he was just like, oh, it's that new Drake. I was like, who the fuck is Drake? And so I went and like get on my website that I get on to get my mixtapes, which is not a legal one. It's a legal one. I still get my mixtapes there from now.
Yeah.
Even though nobody comes out with them no more.
Yeah. What website is that? Live Mixtapes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I went on there and like found it, downloaded it, and I was like, man, who the heck is this guy? So I, did my research, got on the internet, typed in Drake. Lo and behold, the Degrassi motherfucker pops up. And I remember watching an interview of him, he been like, yeah, I really want to start rapping and everything. And I remember watching that interview, I was like, man, this motherfucker gonna be garbage. Never gonna get anywhere.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, he's probably one of the biggest rappers out right now.
Yeah. I mean, he's been I'm not a big Drake fan like that, but I gotta give it to him. He's been dominant in the game for the past decade.
Started from the bottom, now he is.
Yeah. But yeah, I remember a lot of people definitely was liking this album. I mean, his mixtape a lot.
Yeah. I mean, he had a great bunch of songs on it. Successful.
Yeah, Successful. November 18th. Shit.
A Night Off.
Unstoppable.
Yeah, Unstoppable. You said ignorant shit.
Yeah, ignorant shit. Yeah, man. It was Houston, Atlanta, Vegas.
Yeah.
Successful. I mean, this was definitely.
This actually came out as an EP.
Oh, really?
It came out as an EP. Like they released it as an EP in stores. I remember that. For some reason, my dumb ass still went and bought it, even though I had it. And I think they were gonna put like a couple more extra songs on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was.
What was your favorite song on here?
Man, that's a tough one. I mean, I might have to go with Unstoppable. Either Unstoppable, maybe Ignorant shit.
Yeah.
But I do like A Night Off. Like, definitely it's a night off something you can play with. You have a chick.
Shit, this whole album, this is basically just curated for girls, you know.
Well, I wouldn't even say that. Like, it definitely had its songs for the ladies. Don't get me
Especially
wrong.
Best I Ever Had. That song
Yeah.
got played so much.
I remember a lot of people were pissed about that video.
Yeah, because it sucked. it had nothing to do with the song at all. Like, I mean, yeah, it got big titties in there. I mean, I like that, but it's like, damn, like this ain't got nothing to do with the song at all. Like, I think Kanye.
Yeah, Kanye directed
Kanye did that on purpose. He sabotaged it.
He like, no way you gonna be bigger than me, nigga.
Yeah.
Ain't no way.
Yeah, like people don't even talk about that video, or even I don't even think Drake has ever mentioned it. Really.
Yeah, like they never really talk about that video.
Trash.
But yeah, I mean, I didn't think it was bad. I just liked the chicks in it.
Yeah, that was the only thing.
I mean, oh well.
Yeah.
I mean, but videos ain't really always got to go with the song. Like, hell, Can't Tell Me Nothing. That video, if you really think about that video.
But it worked though, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I mean, teach his own, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, that definitely was, I thought, one of the best mixtapes ever.
Yeah.
Maybe arguably the best mixtape ever. You can make a case for it.
I mean, you can definitely make a case for it just because of the impact. Like, people really was liking this tough, and it was, you know, it was just one of, it's like, you know, albums like this is kind of like a moment, you know what I'm saying? Like, this was like a moment when this was released. It's like everybody was bumping this.
Well, that's our 3 through 5, and that brings us to our conspiracy theory moment. So this one, we haven't done the conspiracy theory moment in a while. You know, we're not gonna do it every single show, but when we come up with one, we usually do it. So with this one, we had to decide who shot JFK, aka John F. Kennedy. Who do you think killed him?
The government.
The government?
Yeah, that was a setup, man.
I think they had something to do with it, but apparently, Quincy Jones apparently has told everybody who really did it.
Yeah, Quincy Jones was running his mouth a couple years ago about a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, he wasn't supposed to talk about this because Quincy Jones is one of the people that's in the know, quote unquote.
Yeah,
he knows what goes on behind closed doors or behind the curtain.
Yeah,
if you want to say. But yeah, he said one of the mafia guys from Chicago, Sam Giancana or something like that, said yeah, he was the one that shot Kennedy.
Oh.
Yeah, it was.
He said this.
Yeah, he said that in that interview he did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he wasn't supposed to say it. I'm pretty sure. But
I don't know how I missed that because I did read some parts. I didn't read the whole thing. I just read some parts of it. I mean, he was talking about him, I was gonna say Chris Brown, Michael Jackson, Prince beef and stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, he talked about a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, they probably kind of swept that one under the rug because they don't want people really paying attention to that.
So, what's your thoughts on it?
I think it's valid. I think there's definitely some validity to it. Mm-hmm. I mean, he definitely because I think during the election, JFK was definitely reaching out to the mafia to get votes because the mafia was strong back then. Mm-hmm. During the mafia's always been pretty strong even since like the Al Pacino days. And when you need that favor, you call up the mafia, and JFK had those connections, and apparently it was something like they helped him win like Illinois or something like that, and JFK made a bunch of promises to him, and he didn't hold up his end of the deal. So I think the mafia ain't somebody you want to not hold up your end of the deal on.
Definitely, they'll come get you quick.
They don't care who you are, obviously.
Yeah.
They took out a president.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely think you can believe that happened. I mean, I think I don't know. It's a tough one because I mean the government definitely he wasn't well liked with the government either.
Not at all.
I mean I know him and what was it J. Edgar Hoover, they didn't like each other at
Yeah.
all.
Mm.
But who knows? I guess it's one of those. Of course, I mean I think it eventually is gonna come out just because all the Free Information Act or whatever. But I can't. I think they like these files are sealed until like I can't remember when the date they can finally open these files. But it's it's pretty wild. But they'll be able to bring all this stuff to the light, and probably people are gonna be upset by a lot of the files that actually end up coming out about some of these leaders that we had.
Yeah. You ever read up about Pizzagate?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's another conspiracy
Yeah.
moment for another day. Yeah, 'cause that one, whew, we might have dedicated a whole episode to that.
Yeah.
'Cause man, some of the stuff with that, woo. But yeah, I definitely believe Quincy Jones what he said about that 'cause Quincy Jones got a lot of connections.
Mhm.
But that does it for the conspiracy theory moment. All right, so back to our top 5 mixtapes. So what you had as your number 2 was a great mixtape. I thought was Friday Night Lights.
Yeah, Friday Night Lights by J. Cole. Yeah, they came out like I want to say like late 2010, and man, it was just a really amazing project, man. The warm up was cool. I like that, but this album, it was just like it was just a step even better, and just every song was on there was a hit, man, and I just loved the beats that he chose to rap on. I love the topics that he was rapping about. It was very relatable because at that time I was in college, and yeah, man, it was just very solid. I remember just playing this over and over and over and over and over again, man.
Yeah, this was
Couldn't get
definitely
enough of it.
a really good mixtape. Like I really liked it
Yeah.
because this was the mixtape right before the album. I was kind of upset because I was like, damn, like we supposed to get an album already.
Yeah.
Cause he kept bullshit about his album, but lo and behold, it was because somebody was holding it up. I'm not gonna say who, Jay-Z, but yeah, because I was like, damn, he should have put this out as an album.
Yeah.
But I can see he held off for good reasons. I mean, but this definitely was a great little mixtape to hold us over until that album came out.
Yeah.
What was your favorite song on the album on this mixtape?
Probably the Too Deep for the intro. That was
Too
just,
Deep for the intro.
That's one of the best intro start off songs on a mixtape to me.
I'd probably have to go with either Home for the Holidays
Yeah, Home for the Holidays definitely.
or Best Friend.
Yeah.
I really like that song. My best friend say.
Yeah.
I wonder who was singing that.
Huh?
I wonder who was singing that.
That was that's a Aaliyah Missy song.
Oh.
Yeah, that was Aaliyah sample. I think.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Best Friend. That's Aaliyah song.
Oh, my best friend say. Yeah, I was like, man.
Nah, it was not. Yeah, it's I just looked it up. It's Best Friends Missy Elliott featuring Aaliyah. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I really fuck with that. But Home for the
Yeah, me too.
Holidays, especially with that, how I guess how he did that beat, kind of giving it like a holiday beat.
Mhm.
That.
Yeah, really just gave you the feel of that.
That's a song you can
that
really
essence.
listen at Christmas for real.
Yeah.
I don't think most people have it on their Christmas playlist. Don't get me wrong, but
It's definitely relatable.
Yeah, because definitely Home for the Holidays. Yeah, it was just like definitely made you think of that the Wankster 50 Cent song, the damn homie. In high school, you was the man, homie.
Yeah.
What the fuck happened to you? But yeah, definitely a great mixtape. I mean, I, I would have put it up there, but I had some ones that I had to put in front of it.
Yeah.
Now my number two, I did Wiz Khalifa Cabin Fever. Now when this thing dropped, oh my god!
Yeah.
I think I burned this on a CD, and I think I must have wore that thing out.
Yeah.
Cause woo, from start to finish, this thing was just my god. You had songs like "Gang Banging," "I Tell a Bitch Bow Down" to a
Yeah.
motherfucking G ho. Then you had, oh my goodness, Taylor Gang. Taylor Gang.
Yeah.
Taylor Gang.
Man, we used to play that all the time. We used to be in the rodeo.
Now that's a Black Mamba. Don't get it twisted.
The Black Mama.
Yeah, the original Black Mamba.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing. Woo. Yeah, I loved hearing that. And then Hustling, Homicide, and WTF. Like, man, it was ongoing with this one. Like, yeah, phone numbers, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, this was during the time Lex Luger was big as a producer.
Mm-hmm.
But Lex Luger did his thing on this one.
Yeah. I was really liking this project too. Phone numbers definitely was probably
Every
my
day.
favorite. Every day.
Yeah, I forgot about that with Juicy J.
Yeah.
The Juice Man.
Yeah, it was definitely some bangers on this.
Get your boy Chevy Woods on there.
Yeah. Chevy Woods.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him as the hip hop butler.
Yeah, he still ain't put out, has he?
He did a mixtape.
Oh.
That count?
I guess.
I mean, well, I guess he's one step up on
Lil Fade
and Split Star.
Yeah.
Hey, they might have a boxing match on Top Hip Hop Butler.
Yeah.
And I can't say Memphis Bleak because he actually had hits.
Yeah.
But man, that Top Hip Hop Butlers, that might be another show topic. Who's your top 5 hip hop butlers?
Yeah.
But yeah, when this thing came out, I was like, my goodness. I was like, I didn't think Wiz had it in him like that.
Yeah, I really love the production on this album, man. Definitely something you gotta play this in the car. It doesn't do this justice playing this just strictly on your headphones.
Yeah, it was something intense. I mean, this was a game changer when he dropped this one. And then I mean, really the whole Cabin Fever trilogy that he did with this, I don't think any of them were really bad.
Yeah.
Like, people forget how good Wiz Khalifa does on mixtapes. Can't really say the same for his albums, but his mixtapes, like, I don't think really he's ever had a bad mixtape, to be honest, that I can really recall. Nah, I ain't gonna say that. There's a couple lame ducks I heard.
Like what?
I can't remember, but
yeah, I
but
there's
there's a couple. I can't remember the names of them, but because hell, that's so many of them.
Yeah.
But there's definitely more good ones than bad ones. There wasn't like one where I just downloaded and never listened to it again. I'll say that. Like, he's probably one of the only ones that's happened to. But definitely a great mixtape. Definitely something you have to check out if you haven't listened to it before. And your number one, what was that?
It was Fraternal Forever by Big Crit. This came out after Crit was here, and I just think that he just upped his production, upped his lyrics, upped everything on this album. Definitely my favorite Big Crit project. You had some great songs on here, like Rotation, My Sub. That started his sub. This is where my sub series started. He's had a My Sub song on every project since this one, but this one was the best one to me because just that breakdown at the end with the Regina Bell sample, "Baby Come to Me," like that, man. Just the production on this tape was just really 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 solid. You had and you had some good features. You had a Chameleonaire on here with Time Machine.
Military man.
Yeah, Chameleonaire had a really great verse.
Good businessman.
Yeah, great businessman. He never got a rap again. We will never hear. We probably never see him do a tour or ever do a show ever again.
Which is sad. I kind of actually did like.
Or do an album again. He ain't got to.
I did like Chameleonaire though.
Oh, you did? You liked it when he went clean?
I don't think he should be penalized for that.
Yeah, but some people be like, "Oh, that shit whack." You know what I'm saying?
It just depends if you know if you know how to rap, it don't matter.
Yeah. But yeah, back to he had some good features. Had a Players Ballad featuring Raheem Devine. He killed that verse, and then you had Joy Gilliam.
Raheem Devine. He did the Bulletproof song.
Where'd they go?
That living like I'm bulletproof.
Oh, okay.
I think so. Which I really like that. If you haven't heard that song, you need to check it out.
Yeah.
If it's the same guy I'm thinking of, because it's got Ludacris on the song.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's the same person.
Yeah, you definitely.
And you had Shake It featuring Joy Gilliam. That's Big Gibbs' ex-wife. She did a thing on her.
It was the first word mouth right wide.
Yeah, she did a thing with her feature, and and they had good introspective songs too, like Another Naive Individual. Like he had nigga, and he had the acronym. It stands for a nigga. It stands like acronym stands for a naive individual glorifying greed and encouraging racism. Free My Soul.
Racism.
Free My Soul. The Vent, which is one of my favorite Big Crit songs of all time. The Vent. He just really just pouring out his feelings into the song, man. Just being real vulnerable, and I just really love this project. I always listen to this all the time. It just had everything. It had songs for you can bump in the car, and then songs that can give you that introspective feel, make you think and stuff. And it was just a great project.
It sounds incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I've listened to that one, but I think it's just been a while since I've listened to it. 'Cause when they come out,
2011.
Yeah, it's been a while since I listened to that. I always liked I always thought Big Crit and Ludacris always were a good combination.
Yeah.
Every song they've ever done together, I've always liked.
I have too.
From Come and See Me.
And the Country Shit remix.
Yeah, Country Shit remix.
What You Mean You Ain't Nasty.
Yeah, What You Mean You Ain't Nasty. And then the Shake 'Em Off.
Yeah, Shake 'Em Off is hard. I was so
so
shocked that didn't like that, because Big Crit ain't never had like no real hit like that, but that could have been a hit.
Yeah, and that was one of Ludacris's old songs. That was they used the beat from Catch Up.
Yeah, that was on that Incognito, right?
Well, yeah, it was on that and Back for the First Time. Yeah, cause that was I guess Big Crit must have just been a really big Ludacris fan back in the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm surprised they really. What's the other song? I'm on Fire. Didn't they do that together? Yeah, that was them.
I don't remember that song.
Yeah, it was Ludacris and Big Crit. I'm on Fire. I'm pretty sure it was them two. It was because it was on a Ludacris album. It was on a Ludacris mixtape. It's like 1.21 gigawatts or something like that.
Oh yeah, I remember this song. Yeah, I remember you used to play this shit all the time too. It had that one sample. I can't. It goes like like something like that. Yeah, I know. I remember this song. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, man, when they dropped that song,
yeah, that shit was hard.
Woo. I could not get enough of that song when it came out. I didn't know how to react with that. I almost passed out. Like that was a song. But yeah, I'm surprised them two haven't really done a mixtape together
Yeah,
or
that.
anything. Like just done a little EP together.
Yeah, I mean that definitely be a good look. They definitely have great chemistry with each other. But yeah, man, I really.
What, they don't have better chemistry than Watch the Throne?
Oh man, watch the throne. Yeah,
Greatest hip hop album ever.
we got to do a review episode on that, man. Cause
Yeah, well that was gonna be 2 minutes long. Cause
yeah,
that ain't gonna be a long one.
yeah, cause
It
man,
was
it's
pretty
like
much
that
gonna
was
be
a
talking about niggas in Paris and
that was
then the
definitely
tracks that did make the album.
yeah, that was definitely a forced
A
duo
huge
for the money.
letdown.
Yeah, a huge letdown, definitely. I mean, he had a couple good songs on there, but back
Shoot, the best songs were the ones they had as bonus tracks,
yeah,
which I did
yeah,
not get. But
yeah,
yeah, that definitely a mixtape. I
yeah.
would have to check out again.
Yeah, and also too, I just love the we didn't even talk about like some of like the covers on these mixtapes. I really love the cover on this mixtape on Returning Forever. You know, he has the old school cars and um just he has old school cars. You know, the women and it just looks
It looks
very.
really like an Outcast,
Yeah, that's what I
like
was
an
gonna say.
Outcast cover.
Looks like a Quemini or something like that. You definitely tell he was very influenced by them. Which that's somebody else I wish he could get on track on with Andre 3000.
Yeah,
But
good luck with that.
yeah, he don't rap no more. So
No comment.
yeah, but yeah, I really love this cover, love this album. It was just really good. My favorite mixtape of all time.
Yeah. We didn't really discuss the artwork on these albums, but we can do that after
Yeah.
my number one,
All right.
which I'm sure you can already guess which one I'm gonna pick for number one.
What you gonna say?
You ain't gonna guess?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know, man. Where you going with this? Where you going, man?
FABOLOUS. There's no competition. Two.
Yeah.
My goodness. When I heard this mixtape, I know I said I wore out Wizards, but man, this one, this mixtape changed everything to me. I was like, this is how you do a fucking mixtape.
Yeah.
This man went really fab. Like, this just showed me, like, because I've always been a Fabulous fan, even when he first came out. And when he dropped this mixtape, I was just like, wow, this man just really put put his this man really shitted and stepped in it and then rubbed it all over somebody's carpet.
Yeah.
Cause my goodness,
What the fuck? Who the fuck says shit like that?
Me. Gotta come up with your own expressions so you won't stick out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one. I had to write that one
I thought you was
down.
gonna say he put his foot in this shit or something like that.
Yeah, shit it, stepped in it, and spread it on your carpet.
What the fuck?
But
yeah,
he just
he's
went
really great
off.
with the punchlines.
He went off on this one.
What's your favorite song on here?
Whew. Probably I'm Raw.
Raw.
Yeah, because his lyrical play in that song just. Like what is one of those lines? It's the suspect is R. Kelly with Girl Scout cookies.
Ooh.
When you talking to a pro, leave your mouth rookie. Go with your shit. Have your teeth playing mouth hooky. You nigga must have heard me wrong. Hey, if you ain't heard that song, the man's wordplay on that song was just something ridiculous. Cause he went off on this little mixtape. Like I wore this thing out. Great mixtape from beginning to finish. He had he put Beamer Benz a Bentley on this one with a verse with him on it, which that was a big song from Lloyd Banks.
Yeah.
But he added a verse on there. And then him just like being able to take other people's songs, just basically pull a 50 Cent on them, take these people's songs and basically turn them into his songs. Cause I like what he did with the I think it was the For My Town beat,
Mm.
the Roger That beat. Um, he just everybody's beat he had. He even did a little freestyle. He did a freestyle that's so hard that Rihanna song. Like I was like, man, this dude, and like even like a New York rapper. He did a freestyle to "Oh Let's Do It." You know, I'm sure that was always, especially a beat like that. That's hard for a New York rapper to be on it,
Yeah.
because a lot of the New York rappers can't really rap on Southern beats, just like Southern rappers can't really.
Like Jay-Z on the remix of what's this? A High. You ever heard it?
Ah, yeah,
That was terrible.
yeah,
Definitely forcing that for the money.
but this one, and then you have arguably the best mixtape DJ of all time hosting this mixtape, DJ Drama.
Yeah.
And then, man, just some of the stuff that like they was you just like some of the stuff DJ Drama would say on this mixtape, like, cause the intro was pretty funny, Him talking about it. Fabulous been like, yeah, I had the mixtape done, but Drama was just bullshit. And then Drama coming back later on in the mixtape and be like, man, I had like Fabulous is really lying about all that. I called him up. He was just like, yeah, I'm still tweaking, still getting this right and this right. So really, it was Fab's fault. But yeah, this mixtape, it was just incredible. And then the artwork also on this one, just showing like him in the graveyard, basically just killing rappers. And I mean, it really lived up to the title of his name. Just there's no competition. And he just went off on this. And this one also actually got turned into an EP.
Mm-hmm.
And added a couple extra songs on it too. Cause the EP this had "You Be Killing Them."
Mm-hmm.
That
I remember that.
And then it also had "Lights Out" where they used that Jay-Z sample. Lights out, niggas.
Yeah.
I mean, even the EP really wasn't bad. Like even with those extra songs on it, I mean, it wasn't as long as the mixtape. This mixtape, like I think, like 20 songs long or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But just a classic mixtape, like. Cause I remember I was so pissed because you know how MTV would have I guess it was like Sucker when they still had Sucker Free and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They were like, cause this one came out the same year as No Ceilings, and they gave it to No Ceilings for mixtape of the year.
I mean, but you should know that was gonna happen because Wayne was huge back then. People really
Well, this was
loved
when
that
he was
mixtape.
when he was falling off, or
Yeah,
something
but
like that.
yeah, but I've seen a lot of Wayne fans say that this is like one of their favorite mixtapes. So that tape was huge though.
Yeah, but I mean, I remember I had that mixtape, but I
really
just
wasn't
wasn't
liking it like that though.
Yeah, I mean, it was just all he was doing was just freestyling over it. Like I just thought Fabulous was just so much more creative. Like because he's actually making like
Songs.
yeah, like he would actually take these people's beats and actually make his own hook to it. It wouldn't just be like
make his own song, just do everything from top to bottom. Like,
yeah. And I was just like, how can you not give this to Fabulous?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's biased.
But one thing I've noticed like from our list, man, we both chose mixtapes from a certain era, man, like the 2010s, man. That was like to me that was the best era for mixtapes because mixtapes weren't really like mixtapes, they were more just free albums. People were really taking their time and with these tapes.
And I mean, you just really you really look forward to like actually like finding like new music. Like it was just like it made you want to search for more new stuff. Like it was like nowadays you kind of don't want to look for new music because you just know this shit some of the shit gonna be garbage. And it made you want to explore more artists. Like because really like with mixtapes coming out. It made me find a whole bunch of new artists. Like honestly, like I would have probably never listened to an artist like XV.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I downloaded one of his mixtapes and it was just It was really good.
Yeah.
Um,
Like I said earlier about Cushion OJ, that was Glass House. That was my introduction to Crit. That was yeah, you're right. That was a good thing about mixtapes. It definitely would introduce you to other underground artists that you may never heard of, the regional acts you may never heard of.
yeah, because I mean, you never know who you might find. Like, you know, and you actually would listen to like the whole mixtape. It wasn't like
Mhm.
because a lot of time we have this habit of, well, some people do. When you get an album, you kind of just like skip through it first,
Yeah.
and you know, but these like you actually like for like listen to it, and then also like you were talking about like the artwork with some of these,
Mhm.
like a lot of them have pretty good artwork to go with it.
Yeah.
Like I mean, like So Far Gone. Like to me, the way I like it kind of had like a Dr. Seuss kind of looking kind of cover. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, with the letters going down,
Yeah.
yeah, that kind of looked like something like he would do. And Cushion Orange Juice, that was a remake of David Ruffin's album.
The undisputed David Ruffin,
Yeah,
Mister. Ain't no one coming to
yeah,
see you, Otis.
it was homage to David Ruffin's Gentleman Ruffin album.
David Ruffin, the GOAT, the original Bobby
Yeah,
Brown.
the original Bobby Brown
Give a round of applause for David Ruffin.
and Bobby Brown.
Well, you got to do that, and then also,
Why? Man, he's still killing it, man. He's still doing shows. He doing well. He got his shit back together.
yeah, yeah, about that. I mean, yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna knock Bobby Brown. He a good dude.
Yeah,
He got his life back together.
yeah.
I mean, even though that second part of that biopic was pretty trash.
Nah, it wasn't trash. It was just more. It was kind of hard to watch. It was like, damn, this nigga was really going through it.
I just couldn't get over him just crying all the time. I was like,
Yeah, I mean, shit, he was going through a lot of shit, man. Oh my god, you gonna do that for him, bro? You saw that shit. He was going through death. He was homeless. Hey, all types of dope shit. But the funny part though, when he was sleeping outside.
oh, he's sleeping in the bush.
Yeah.
Even though it's not funny, it shouldn't be funny, but
it is funny. Like damn, banging Soldier Boy on top of that before he showed up to that. I was like, what the fuck, bro? That whole scene was just funny.
yeah. But yeah, the artwork for these, like they were actually pretty creative. Like the Cushion Orange Juice one, that was a good one. There's no competition too. I really like that one, just like because it really epitomized like what this mixtape was gonna be.
Yeah.
The Crit one,
Mhm.
the J. Cole ones. I mean they just really did a good job. And one honorable mention I forgot to mention.
What?
Why So Serious by the Joker.
Yeah, Joker. Yeah, that was your boy, man.
Man, I used to love some Joker. Like he was my dude. Him and K Camp did a little mixtape together. Wasn't too bad. Had big fruit. I always like that when you heard that on a Joker song, you already knew he was about to kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah, big fruit.
Yeah, Joker definitely had a nice little run back then. What happened to him?
I don't know. I have no idea, honestly. Like, it was crazy. I was just like, I don't know. He just he just kind of disappeared.
Yeah, maybe he didn't want.
I think he just really stayed underground because there's a lot like I don't even say no names, Papoose. But I remember because I'll never forget hearing that man's name so many times on DJ K-Slate stuff.
Yeah, man.
Oh my! Be on the lookout for Papoose. Papoose on the way. Here it is, 30 years later.
30 years later.
The only time I ever seen Papoose was on Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah, man. Actually being a hip hop butler to Remy Ma.
Yeah, and I was just like, was Papoose ever gonna come out? Like, the only time I ever heard him was on that what was it? That Busta Rhymes song, Touch It, the Touch It remix.
Yeah. I wasn't a fan of any of that stuff.
You didn't like the Touch It?
yeah, like I said, I would have fan of none of that stuff. I wasn't really
I like the
listening to that.
remix. That was like the only thing I liked of that.
Yeah.
That Buster, and Buster used to be one of really my favorite rappers. Like really, honestly, like looking back at my childhood, he probably was like my first favorite rapper. Cause
Yeah.
like you had like
He had some great videos.
you had Dangerous. Oh my gosh, I used to love watching that video. This is serious. We can make you delirious.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause I
I
used
liked
to.
the song he had with Janet Jackson. That video was crazy to look at back in the day.
Oh yeah, yeah, and then put your hands on my eyes. You see, straight fuck wildin' in the place be.
Yeah, hey, did you like that? What? Ooh, girl, I like your ass on fire.
Oh
I
man,
like your ass on fire.
yeah, I definitely I love that song
I
because
love
that was on
video.
the Neptunes, the Clones album,
Yeah.
which that was a pretty good album, because that had a lot of good songs on it.
Yeah.
Frontin', yeah, that was definitely a good one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean all these mixtapes, I mean they were definitely much listened to. Like if you like, it'd almost be like a bad thing, you like people come talk to you, be like, hey, you heard so and so mixtape? You'd be like, no. I'd be like,
that's
what?
That's kind of how it was for Wiz back in the day. You know, like Wiz, people were really loving his stuff, man. Like I was just reading a little bio on
Yeah, I was
OJ.
big into Wiz, but then when he dropped Rolling Papers, I was like, oh, what? When he dropped Rolling Papers, I was basically just.
Yeah, Roll Paper was definitely garbage.
Yeah, but he came back strong with O and IFC.
It was alright. I haven't really listened to it since it came out.
Well, I'm just saying, like, is that as a follow up album to Rolling Papers? It was a good comeback. Yeah, he definitely did a good job. I remember when I went to that man's concert. Woo,
man, I know shit was so many joints being passed around.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of smoke in there.
Man, there's a big ass cloud.
Yeah. But I mean, it was definitely all these mixtapes were definitely good. I can't think of any that we really missed. I don't think.
Nah, I can't really think of none right now on top of the head. I say another honorable mention for me. From the West Side with Love with Dom Kennedy. He's a solid.
Oh yeah, he's not too bad. Yeah, he's definitely pretty solid.
Yeah.
Mike Will made it. His mixtapes.
Are you a Mike Will fan?
I think he's a really good producer. I mean, he produced all Ray Smurder stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, because if I had to pick between not Ray Smurder, Mike Will Made It or DJ Mustard, I'd probably pick Mike Will Made It, even though DJ Mustard has stepped up his stuff.
Yeah.
Because before, oh my God, that was the same beat every single time.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that meme they had for DJ Mustard. They were like, "This is DJ Mustard's piano," and it just had two keys on it.
Yeah, man. Like he definitely ran that style into the ground back in 2014, 2013.
Yeah, because it was just every single, dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, like we get it. Like you can change up the rhythm on it.
Yeah, man.
Even though Mike Will Made It gave Rihanna the same song as Juicy J.
Yeah, like I remember listening to that back in the day. I was like, does anybody even know that this is literally the same beat?
But I mean, that's happened before. Like some people, cause that happened with J. Cole and Bryson Tiller with that producer.
Yeah.
He gave them the same track, and I guess he just forgot or he just didn't care.
Yeah. I mean, that happens sometimes, like Pimp C, but like Pimp C when he got locked up and he told Project Pat, he was just like, "Hey man, tell what's old dude name with the arm,
DJ Paul.
Tell DJ Paul don't do nothing to that song. You know that? That was Dave beat.
Yeah.
First.
Oh no, I know. I remember Project. Yeah, I remember hearing that all the time on 101.1 the beat.
Yeah, that was their
Project,
beat
don't you
first.
get mad at me. 'Cause your broad then closed up.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then came out and it was just like he got out and he was just like, yeah, I want to do this song to that beat, and Bun B was just like, that already came out, and he was just like, shit, so we gonna put it out again.
And thank God they did. I think that
Yeah,
got ranked as like in the top 10 hip hop songs of all time.
really, International Players Anthem.
Yeah.
That is a great song.
I probably would put it up there.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, nobody ever agrees with me with this, and I don't care. But I think Bun B had the best verse on that song.
I think it went in order.
It went in order.
Yeah, I think it went in order.
Yeah, I can see why you say that.
Like I think Andre's intro to it was crazy. Then Pimp C coming right after that, and then you had Bun B, and then Big Boy to finish it off. I was like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then the video just, I don't know, for some reason that just fits so well.
Yeah, that video was really, really good.
They had a bunch of celebrities in that video too.
Yeah, Fonzworth, T-Pain,
Fuck
Alex
Fonzworth.
What's wrong with Fonzworth?
Nah, I'm joking.
Fonzworth, T-Pain, Alex Thomas.
I saw him in
David
Western
Banner.
before.
Huh?
I saw him in Western.
Alex Thomas?
Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah. He hosted the Step Show.
Was it even funny? Because he's not funny.
He was alright.
Yeah.
It was just surprising to see him.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I was like, oh wow, that's Tatalicious. I thought he was a pretty funny actor.
Yeah,
You know, 'cause
I
there's
like
some-
with the watch. The watch.
Yeah.
Go get your paper, cuz. Hey, we gotta do a review over that movie too.
Yeah,
man.
that was a pretty funny movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we pretty much covered all the mixtapes. I mean, I'm sure there's the mixtapes that we're missing. I mean, we can talk hours and hours on mixtapes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was already hard enough to narrow them down to our 5 favorites.
Yeah.
You know, and not having to overlap artist mixtapes either.
Yeah.
But I mean, you got anything else to say?
I ain't got nothing else to say other than, man, I just miss this era, man. I just miss the era of live mixtapes, that piff, getting online, downloading or trying to see what was a new thing to listen to, man. And I really like this era, man. A whole lot of good music was coming out. And for what's that for?
I don't know. I just feel like doing it to you.
And a whole lot of music, and his music came out for free. You know what I mean? And all that great album sounding type of cuts.
Yeah, great quality music
Yeah,
for free. Yeah,
and,
definitely.
I was loving that era, man. The era of 2010s, man.
Yeah,
2010 to 2013. That was the best years of that era, of that decade.
best
as far as
album
music
years
wise.
by far. 2008, like we were talking about.
2000. We gotta do some other years though. 2008 was a good year, but
I just don't think you have that many. Like any other, like if you go all like, yeah, there might have been some like more classic albums, but if you go like, I guarantee you there hasn't been a year where that many like quality artists have dropped an album that, because there was something dropping every month.
yeah, that's true. But 96 was a really solid.
Yeah,
year.
but I mean, how many people how many big name artists like that, like the ones like pretty much every rapper or singer that we listen to dropped an album that year.
Yeah, the same thing in 96. Like, it was like, you gotta go look back, man. Like, 96 was a great year. If you look back, you'll just be like, oh wow, like that was a really solid year. 96 and but yeah, '08 was a good year though. Like, it was some great albums that were being dropped. But
Last year was a music video.
yeah, I mean there's been some good ones come out then, but come out since then. But yeah, music videos really don't mean shit no more now that I think about it. Cause it's like back then a music video could really make or break your song,
Yeah.
And then you got Drake dumbass dropping that. If he had dropped that shit back in the day, that song would have fell off probably.
What the?
Best I ever had.
Oh yeah.
Dropping that video like back in the 106 and Park era.
Yeah. But if that's it,
Yeah.
then I think that's a wrap. This is Seven Figure Podcast, and we're out.